What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. And yesterday's outage of AWS was just a signal, but in this video we're going to talk about the trillion-dollar industry in AI and DePIN that is going to be the new gold rush. What you're seeing here on your screen is a competition between Claude, GPT-5, Gemini, and few others, DeepSeek and few others, actually competing against each other on trading. AI is going to impact the way we live, but the AI cannot live without computational power. And in this video, we're going to look at this sector that is pretty much misunderstood, that stands at the segue between AI, DePIN, basically computational power in a decentralized way, whilst absolutely being owned by everybody. So October 20th was a poignant reminder, guys, when Amazon Web Services went down with a massive outage, primarily hitting the US East Coast and, of course, North Virginia. This wasn't just a blip. This was a big tech giant failing. And, of course, most of crypto is running on things like AWS. We saw what happened with the basically the failure of the Coinbase app. Okay. Now, you're looking at one company alone that has the market cap of $4 trillion. And I do believe people don't actually understand this, but this is your next gold rush. For those of you that are familiar with history, this is a poignant reminder of the 1800s, where the gold rush was absolutely at its peak. And that's what led to, that whole gold mining, gold rush. And AI is going to be the exact same thing as we're seeing now. Now, what's killing most people is when they see these projects, your TAOs, your ICPs, your Render, your Filecoins, your Arweaves, your Aethers. We need to actually see which one of these are going to solve and that are going to be relevant, solve a long-term problem, and be relevant in 10 years. And I'm going to go through some of these projects in this video, but I really want you to understand the economic impact and the era of decentralized AI, which cannot absolutely function without DePIN or decentralized physical infrastructure. Okay, so over 50,000 reports flooded the down detector yesterday, disrupting the entire East Coast of America, Asia, Europe. Amazon confirmed it was due to an increased error rates in services like Dynamo databases, but no cyber attack, just a fragility in a centralized infrastructure. Now, the economic hit was massive. Forbes actually, or Fortune 500 companies, there's an estimation somewhere between $3 to about $3.5 billion in a full day's event, in a single day. With a global drag potentially over $5 billion, crypto platforms like Coinbase saw login errors. That was really horrendous. Now, this era of decentralized AI, machine learning, and of course, this entire DePIN sector, which actually has revenue, by the way, along with some of these AI cryptocurrencies, they're not all made equal, but they do have absolute use cases. Now, I'm going to tell you right now off the bat, things like Helium Mobile are already going to struggle against the Elon Musk Starlink, right? So he's got the means, the power, the money to be able to go and impact and put Starlink up. So you wouldn't necessarily go to Well Mobile or Helium Mobile or whatever to go and use that type of service. So that particular sector has already been, in my opinion, that has already been disrupted. Now, the first one of these is decentralized AI. And I've been banging on about this. And what really kills us as crypto investors is long-term belief. Can I buy something while I do my 9 to 5 for many years and aggregate or compound those, that accumulation? That's the real question. And most people don't do that. So what you're looking at is a 4.15 billion company that's literally coming in in this AI gold rush, and you've got the centralized equivalent. I know NVIDIA is a chip maker. We're not comparing Tau to the world's greatest company, really clearly not. But what you have is one single entity in Wall Street with a market cap of 4.4 trillion. Whilst you have a 4 billion, again, this is a multi-cycle play. So, you know, a lot of people are getting wrecked because if you put the amount of money that you put in these other projects and you DCA over time, and again, you know, I don't mind crashes, I don't mind catastrophes in crypto as long as we prepare for it, right? That's the opportunity or the opportunity cost. But when you look at something like a Tau, again, there's a Render, there's a Flux, there's Aether, you know, there's Arweave, there's AO. You've got to ask yourself, what are they doing in order to disrupt this $1 trillion, absolutely crazy potential industry? And Bittensor's vision of being a decentralized AI company is going to benefit us hugely because AI is nothing without computational power. That's where Aether, the likes of Peak, you know, layer ones, that's where they will come in. We may not have seen the greatest impact of these projects because many of them are useless. There's only very few of these that have revenue. So let's continue with this, guys. The economic hit was so great yesterday that people were wondering what's going on. You know, after all of this, you know, Coinbase charts were down. It was absolutely hilarious. Now, the outage was basically an exposure of the Achilles heels of this whole entire centralized industry. Again, AWS cost, you know, millions and millions and millions. And in the era of decentralized AI, when everybody actually now depends on, I saw a report, I don't know if it was Deloitte or it was one of the big consulting firms to the Australian government, purely providing an entire, I think it would cost like something like 30 million or $3 million or whatever it was, some really deep research. And they did it on ChatGPT. And there's a big case going on right now when it comes to the ethical use of AI. But make no mistake, we are just starting with the era of decentralized AI. Can you imagine in about 10 years what the hell's going to do? You know, most people will be unemployed for sure. Those that are in kind of major employments, a lot of them will be model or LLM trainers. People that are able to train AI or that are able to use 5 or 6 different combinations of AI to complete a task. So really, I'm putting you on game here. I'm telling you, this is the Bitcoin, the next $1 trillion. Of course, unless Ethereum gets there first, which one day Ethereum will be valued at $1 trillion. But besides the point, AI and DePIN and RWA are the 3 most clear use cases of blockchain technology. So we now identified, obviously, there's an economic hit. You know, you've got top projects here. Of course, yesterday was not a good day in the market, but computational power, permanent storage in the case of Arweave, this is all stuff that's going to be relevant, not here today, but in 10 years' time, in my opinion. And of course, there will be plenty of smaller AI projects, DePIN projects that come in and that will give you this computational power, of course, providing that by then they're running on a decentralized internet. I mean, there's the case for ICP. I suppose the whole entire system functions on centralized computational power. Centralized AWS or whoever. That is unfortunately the way things are. But if you look at computational power alone, if you look at decentralized AI alone, decentralized storage, these will be the frontiers in which trillions or billions of dollars run through. You've got Aether providing the NVIDIA chips, again, utilizing that NVIDIA technology, creating revenue. It may not be the cycle for this right now, but in about 5 years, or in the next cycle, I genuinely believe with better tokenomics, these kind of projects will be where we need to be and where we can make an absolute killing, in my opinion. I've talked about Helium versus Starlink. The problem Elon Musk has already solved, right? But when you really look deep down into this and you're seeing projects here, 500 million, 300 million, 200 million, whatever the market cap may be, sooner or later, what we're going to find is these, one or two of these, will absolutely be an essential part of everyday technology in a decentralized way. And this is why I really love projects like Arweave, because Arweave not only does it give you permanent storage, but it absolutely gives you the ability to keep that information up forever, or as long as you want, 60 years, 100 years, who knows? And this is why the perma-web, all of a sudden, in light of what's happening, is a real thing. So I'm putting you on game here. I'm telling you, don't lose money. You can create a page that lives permanently on the internet. Imagine, we're already solving problem there. And there are other use cases as well, right? There are other use cases for projects like Arweave with their excellent tokenomics to be able to understand what they're doing with the supercomputer in AO, and of course, what they're doing with the decentralized storage, which is of course, similar to what Filecoin do, but these guys absolutely do it way, way better. You've got the likes of Meta, Instagram already running on this. Just imagine. Because what most people don't realize is when you actually take a piece of, let's say you take a picture or a video or whatever, you don't really own that data. You don't get paid for that data. That data is not decentralized. It belongs to a centralized body, and purely what you're seeing is just that, that thing on your device. But really, it's not on your device. It's in a cloud storage, and it's owned by Facebook, Meta, or whoever. So take note now, and be happy that you're coming across a video like this. Be happy with the chaos that's happening right now. Because in my opinion, in a few years from now, decentralized AI will be, and DePIN will be one of the largest sectors in crypto. And you will become a wealthy person if you can actually spot the opportunity, if you can leverage the opportunity, and if you can continue to stack without any emotions, because we know ownership is going to be king. Now, notice I'm not going individually onto these projects with a minute detail, because this is about an awakening, a $1 trillion industry that I'm telling you now, if you look at the use cases with regulation, RWA, everything will be tokenized, right? Now, who's talking about decentralized AI and DePIN as a gold rush? I am. I'm telling you today, if you invest slowly but surely into those projects that you've done research on and you believe in, you will become a wealthy person within a very, very short space of time whilst being patient. So let's just wrap this up. We talked about DePIN, we talked about AI, we talked about some of the projects that I think will revolutionize the stage in cloud computing, in storage, in Internet of Things, networks, of course. Instead of one single company owning and distributed across thousands of users, millions of users, okay, multiple millions of people will be able to contribute hardware that's required to run these powerful LLMs in the future. AI will merge with this DePIN, in my opinion. The two will be a single kind of they need each other. Right now they need each other. You need computational power to train AI, to train LLMs. But the DePIN market alone has hit over 50 billion in 2024. It is projected to explode to 3.5 trillion by 28. And in mid-25, it's already a 17 to 30 billion with over 1.5K projects that are classified as AI or DePIN. On the AI side, global AI market is set to reach 252 billion by 2025 alone. Got 2 months left, 1 month left of the 2 months left of the year. With blockchain AI hybrid could hit 4.3 billion by 2034 on the blockchain alone. Crypto revenue from AI projects could top 10 billion by 2030. Combined, we're talking about $8 trillion fusion of tech that's resilient, that is scalable, and that is user-owned. Like, people should not forget, giants like Nvidia with 4.6 trillion are the world's most valuable company. We're fighting for a slice of that. That's an entire control of the whole industry. One corporation calls the shots on GPU supply, pricing, innovation. Profits flow to shareholders, not users, creators, DePIN or AI, doesn't really matter. Ownership is democratized through decentralized AI and DePIN. You run your own nodes. You could be in Cambodia, Vietnam, Germany. It doesn't really matter where you are, but you're contributing into one center of computational power that is then accessed by millions of people as a raw computational power. Post AWS outage, in my opinion, these numbers are more than ever critical. Decentralized computing means no single point of failure, right? Like, everybody is literally having a slice of the computational power, so you don't get a single point of failure. Okay. Now, you already know my feelings about Bittensor Tau. You already know my feelings about some of these projects. My opinion, the king is Tau. Tau should be, the AI devs that contribute to the models themselves is just completely interesting. You got the halving coming up, and Tau is a multi-generational coin, in my opinion. And if it comes down, listen, if there's a crazy crash, you never know. You could be buying Bittensor Tau for the next cycle below $100. You just load up on that because you'll see the true potential, because these things will retrace 70, 80, 90%. So there is no point kicking yourself. Really, what's more important is the knowledge. The knowledge is way, way more important right now than anything else. Market cap is irrelevant. What is important is the knowledge of what they're doing. Render is another one, focused on GPU, big with VCs. For creators, it taps into idle global GPUs for demand. Aether is another one, a decentralized cloud and cloud storage and computational GPU power for AI and gaming, boasting over 400 million in computational capacity with GPUs, NVIDIA GPUs. Flux, a fully fledged decentralized AI platform, 8,200 nodes worldwide, delivering the 60 or over 67,000 CPU petabytes, right? Flux. No one talks about Flux. You've got Walrus on the suicide. I think Walrus will be a big project. You got Peak, a decentralized layer one, DePIN layer one. Sorry, a DePIN layer one that should grow. All of these other ones like your Destras, yeah, they'll do well, but they are not, in my opinion, in the league of the likes of, say, Flux, for example, because this is a genuine project. I don't hold Flux, but I'm telling you now, this is a genuine project that has distributed Web3 for cloud computing, GPU rentals. This is a real deal Holyfield project at the intersect of AI and computational power. You've got Arweave, the king of permanent decentralized storage. Unlike traditional cloud ones that can lose data, Arweave stores everything forever in its own blockchain, like a ledger. It's crucial for AI, where massive data sets needs to be reliable, tamper-proof, for archiving, for preserving, for training, for hosting decentralized AI dApps. Peak, we really don't know Peak's potential until the next cycle, in my opinion. The machine economy is going to be quite interested. Right now, the market cap is fairly small, my opinion. Market cap is, what is it? 100 million, something like that. 110 million. Right. I don't mind all these depressions in crypto because in my opinion, at some point, the tokenomics that unlocks the VC greed, all the things we talk about will play out themselves. But make no mistake, if there's, Internet of Things, mobility, machine economy, machine learning, 5 million devices, that's a lot. People on chain with 60 plus apps, 22 industries, okay, from robot vehicles to... This is a gold mine. And I'm not talking about just Peak. I'm talking about, these projects. Yes, we have all these degen projects. Yes, we have all of these low caps that have been fucking around with people forever. But I'm talking about, in this video, I'm talking about proper projects that are going to make money over the long run. Okay? I haven't spoken about your X little project here or your I don't know, little project there or there. I don't give a fuck about those. Like, I genuinely don't give a shit about those. Because if so far something this cycle has taught us is that it is precisely those shit projects that wreck people. Get your game together, guys. Like the video. God bless you all. I'll catch you on the next one. And of course, let me know if you're holding anything in DePIN. Again, no disrespect to projects. I hold tons of AI and DePIN stuff. I hold AI agent stuff. I hold, big up to Cookie DAO, for example, indexing AI agents. I hold that. The discussion of my video, the thesis of my video is to actually put you on game and tell you areas where disruption is happening and areas where it is just a start in terms of the how long you can go. Shout out to, for example, GeoNet on the DePIN side. But this is just a warning to tell you, hey, wake up. There are real projects making real difference to everyday lives, and these projects will continue to grow. Let me know your thoughts. Take care, guys. It is a long one, but I thought it was worthwhile doing it. Take care.